Alright guys, this is my Series 2 VS Wagon and it has 143,000 kilometres and it has had 2 roadworthies in the last 2 years despite only driving around 500 kilometres. So what we're going to do in this video, chuck it up on the hoist and have a look underneath, and as you can see there's going to be quite a lot of new parts. I've spent maybe $2,500–3,000 on 2 roadworthies despite barely driving it. What we're going to do is look at how a 27-year-old VS with 143,000 kilometres has aged, and if anything needs replacing, and well, that's it really. Right, so we're under the back of the VS, and as you can see we've got some nice new rear shocks, and we've got some nice new upper control arms, and
fuel filter.
Nice new fuel filter.
Yep. Relatively new springs.
Relatively new springs.
New corrosion.
Yeah. Yeah, there is a little bit of corrosion.
What's going on here, Deacon? Did you do that?
Yeah, mate, that's...
Deacon's Customs. That's V6 King for you, boys.
Yeah, that's my...
Boys and girls. Those aren't too bad. They're a bit hard, but they're not too bad.
Not great.
Got a bit of a leak here.
So, even though this car doesn't have a lot of kilometres, it has sat for
a long time.
Yeah. But at least it's been sitting in a shed, but it has been sitting.
That's right. That's good for flow, isn't it? Look how flat they flatten that out. Beautiful. That's why it's lacking in performance, mate. If that was big, like the whole way through, this thing would have like 400 more kilowatts, I reckon.
Yeah, it would sound terrible.
Yeah.
Trans does have a little bit
of
oil
seat. Yeah. Rocker cover gasket though.
Yeah. And rocker cover gasket.
Yep. That's not from the transmission, is it?
No,
that is. It does. Yeah, that's red. Yeah,
it's just a bit red.
You might have a front leaking into the converter. Input shaft seal might be leaking.
So, yeah. But again, there's nothing too bad. It's not dripping.
But you can see even back and before you had it had been looked after, because it's got those are what brand are they? Sorry,
Australian Rides.
Yeah, but they've been replaced at some point. Obviously not factory.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Along with the link pins.
I can't remember. Actually, maybe we'll
that's a bit buckled. Have a look at that. A lot of people don't get. You're not meant to tighten the hell out of them. They're not meant to be. Then you got engine mounts.
Yes, so the engine mounts have had it and
need replacing. There's an oil leak here.
Yep.
That actually might be, is that power steering fluid?
It does look a bit red, doesn't it?
Yeah. Taste it.
So if you guys don't know, this car is actually going to be used as a donor car for my L67 that has been built. So I'm not really too worried about engine mounts and things to do with the motor leaking. It's still a good running motor, but I'm not going to replace the engine mounts because the motor's going to come out very soon. But the rest of the car, I want to make sure it's good. So when the motor's out, we're probably going to do things like lower control arms, as we mentioned before, link pins. What was that again?
Radiator.
Oh, the radiator as well. Yeah. Because of course I'm going to be pushing
huge power.
Huge power.
Like at least 3,000 to 4,000 at the wheels.
Yeah. So yeah.
Oh yes.
What?
Just some tough cars. Anyway, back to this.
As you can see, the radiator
has seen better days.
She's seen better days. Now, it's probably going to be okay for now because it's driven
next to nothing
twice a year. But if I'm going to be running a supercharged motor through it,
definitely going to need to be replaced. Last thing you want to do is cook a L67.
No, that's right. And,
freshly rebuilt by Deacon's garage.
But yeah, for the relative low cost of a radiator, just get a new one.
But yeah, this is going to be like $600, whereas eBay, exact same radiator, was like 150.
Yeah, right.
You just got to know how to navigate eBay.
That's right. And in most circumstances, it's probably going to be a better option to buy the big one. But if I'm honest, I'm never going to be hard on this car, and I'm going to drive it so rarely that probably a cheap one is probably going to be okay. But I'll see. I haven't had any. I've done no research yet, so we'll see where we go from there. Oh, another thing that I will be doing as well, which I've just remembered, is I'm going to be doing a VT brake upgrade on this car. So I've already got the VT calipers, already got the rotors and pads. I still need a few things like the brackets and all that. I'll probably wait till later on in the life of this car to do that.
At least it's already got the VS booster.
But that's true. I never thought of that. Yeah, I did take the booster out of the VT. So I actually wrecked a VT Calais in December last year that had been in a pretty bad stack. and I pulled the calipers and pulled everything off to do a full conversion.
Look at these hubcaps, mate.
They are nice hubcaps. That's probably my favourite part of the entire car. Yep, not a scratch on them.
Except for that one. So, the front end looks nice.
It certainly does. But if you guys don't know, the whole front end has just been repainted, and I'm actually quite scared to do an engine swap on this car because
I'd be pulling all the panels back off it.
That's what I think I'm going to be.
Or cover it.
Yeah.
You could put like a PPF wrap on it, but then the problem is when you rip it off, you might fuck it.
Yeah.
The other option's like cheap blankets, but then again, if something gets underneath the blanket.
Yeah. So what I'm thinking is I'll pull the bar off. The guards, I've got those. I've actually got some Mighty Car Mods.
Mighty Car Mods.
They are Mighty Car Mods ones. Yeah.
Give him a shout out for me. That's all right. Whatever.
They go over the guards, just protect the paint.
Yeah.
And I'll also use some towels and things. But I think if even with your help, Remy, if I can.
Yeah, I'd be probably at least pull off the bonnet and the bumper.
Yeah. Overall, though, I'm actually pretty pleasantly surprised. There is nothing.
There's nothing huge that's standing out. There's a little bit of surface rust is coming through underneath the battery tray.
Yes, there is. Yeah.
Battery trays on that side, but anyway, same. But that's an easy fix.
Yeah, and it's not too bad, really.
No. Give it a front end rebush, new engine mounts. Don't get solid tough mounts.
I've already, the new motor's already got engine mounts.
There you go.
Just rubber GM ones.
Yeah. I'll probably get some new control arms, lower control arms, or get new bushes.
My red VN needs those as well.
Yeah. They're not too hard to do. You just got to be careful when you press these out because you can fucking squish the arm and then it fucks the whole thing.
It's pretty good under here, which is good. And the reason why I'm using this car as a donor for the L67 rather than the VS Ute, which a lot of people have suggested, is because the VS Ute has rust. It's got 500,000 Ks, and this is just a much better shell. Actually, we should have a look at the rails.
Yeah, I was just looking at them.
Yeah.
Not too bad.
No, there's a few little squashes. This one's pretty good, but overall,
yeah.
I mean, the red VN.
Especially like, look at these. These are normally all dinted in.
Yeah. And if you guys have seen my red VN, those rails are like, although the ones here, they're like spaghetti. Like it's a joke. So we'll have a look in the engine bay now. It's not perfect. I wasn't going to do this, so it's had absolutely zero preparation.
Those shock rubbers are fucked. I mean, those shock rubbers are beep.
So yeah, when the motor's out, it's going to be a good time to do all that kind of stuff. I mean, not that it really makes any difference, but yeah, it's probably a good thing that it's not too interesting under there. It's kind of what I hope for. Nothing that needs serious attention, and everything that does is going to be changed anyway when the new motor goes in. Alright, get ready for this, everyone.
Pinot resistance.
There she is, in all her 6 cylinders of glory. Now, as you can see, it is covered in painter's dust. Yeah, it is very dusty in here. Now, normally, that would annoy me, but I don't care because this motor's coming out. So, everything that you see is either going to get replaced, cleaned. This will go out, and the L67 will go in here. So, I'm actually pretty excited about it. It's really not that far away. The only other thing I want to do on this whole car before I pull the motor out is complete my walk around video, and I've just tidied a few things up on this car, and the last thing that is left is to replace the antenna, which I bought today.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Would you do that when you pull the panels off?
Oh, yeah, that's a good idea. My absolute favourite parts of this car is the roof. You might be thinking, Deacon, that's ridiculous, that's boring. But have a look at how good it is. This is original paint, and you know, this is a 27-year-old car, a big old wagon. How often do you see roof paint that looks like this? It normally gets chalky, it normally turns, well, to dust, frankly. And one of the reasons that this one is so good is because this is a Series 2 VS Wagon, one of the very, very last months ever made. This car has clear on it, just like the VTVXs. So Remy asked me before, am I going to paint the engine bay? Probably not. And that is because this is never going to be a concourse car or anything like that. I'm not going to be hiding the wiring or anything like that, but I do want it tidy. You know, I'm not a pig. The only place where I may paint is under the brake booster. These cars always leak brake fluid onto the rail and it just eats the paint and it looks crap. So while it's all out, I might give that a spray, and I did that exact thing on the red VN. even if I just get a cam that's J073 or whatever. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. I know it's a little bit different and we're not in my old shed now. We're in a much nicer, fancier shed. In fact, we are at RCS Geelong. If you guys are interested in getting coilovers or tubs or that kind of thing, especially on Commodores, then this is the place to go. RCS has more than 15 years of experience, specifically with Holden and HSVs. Of course, they can do other cars, but Holdens are their main focus. And they do inspections like we've just done today. So if that's your thing, then give them a look. Hope you guys have enjoyed this video, and if you want to follow along with this car and me putting the L67 in it and me failing, which I'm sure is going to happen, please follow along, subscribe, and thank you for watching.
Hello, mate. Okay, there's a Calais behind you though. That's pretty tough.